Hello, I'm the Bummeister, and welcome to the third time I've tried to do this series. The first attempt ended when I dropped the GameCube and my Game Boy player onto my Pokemon Silver cart, and the cart cracked. So, for the second attempt, I happened to borrow Welchie's cart, only to find out after doing a recording session, which ended in the exact same place as Azalea Town, the battery in his cart was dead, and so it couldn't keep the save. Well, it's finally time for hopefully the third and final attempt at the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. With this third run, there's going to be some rules to hopefully help me succeed in getting through the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. The standard rules: can only catch the first available encounter on a route, with caveats, and those will come here in a little bit. And if Pokemon faints are considered dead and can't be used again, they'll go in a special box that'll be named the Graveyard when the first Pokemon is downed. And also, I've got to nickname the Pokemon. It seems to be a common thing amongst most of the Nuzlocke rules. As far as I know, it's not an official rule, but the OG Nuzlocke comic does have him naming his Pokemon. And now, for the rules that I'm imposing upon myself. There's the dupe clause. I can only catch one of a family's lines. So, for example, if I come across a Weedle and catch it, I cannot then subsequently catch a Kakuna on the next route. Or if I happen to catch, let's say I happen to catch a Pidgey, I can't catch a Pidgeotto if I find one on a later route. That kind of thing. It's going to help with places with repeat encounters as well, like caves. For example, Geodude and Zubat like to hang out in caves a lot. And there's at least 3 caves within the first little bit. At least 2 caves for the first little bit, of course. There's Dark Cave and Union Cave. And of course, if you happen to catch a Geodude on Route 46, if you get lucky enough, early on, that kind of thing helps. So I'm not trying to, I don't have a half a team of Geodude or something like that. Then there's the Shiny clause. Any shiny Pokemon encountered will be caught, regardless of what that first encounter on that route happens to be. So if I happen to get lucky and find myself a shiny, excuse me, then that Pokemon will be automatically caught. It'll be put in what I'm going to call the clause box. That's going to be for all the Pokemon that will be caught under these particular clause rules. For example, the next rule is the static clause. Any overworld encounter like the Sudowoodo on Route 36, any GIF encounter like Bill's Eevee in Goldenrod City, or hatching Togepi's egg if you so are inclined to do so, those won't count to an area's encounter and can only be used as a backup. They'll go in the clause box, so if I run out of Pokemon in the rest of the boxes, I will then have to dig in the clause box to find a Pokemon that I want to use. Specific to Pokemon Silver, the bug catching contest. If I happen to be lucky enough to be in the national park on a recording day, where the date happens to fall on either Tuesday or Thursday or a Saturday, because those are the dates of the bug catching contest, I will compete in one contest. Nuzlocke rules will be tossed out the window so I can find the best possible bug to win the contest. But since I only get to walk away with that bug, so for example, if I happen to catch a Butterfree, then I have a Butterfree, because that is the bug that I wanted to win the contest with. Obviously, I'm going to try for Scyther and or Pinsir. So that kind of washed out the end. It's the only time the Nuzlocke rules are ever actually officially going to be suspended. Because I think the Safari Zone is actually gone in Pokemon Silver, so that won't work there. That Pokemon will also go in the clause box as well. Roaming legendary, excuse me. After the encounter in the burned town in Electric City, the legendary beast will roam around Johto and Kanto. If they are the first encounter on a route that I have not yet caught a Pokemon on, and I somehow manage to catch them, they will not count towards that encounter. As well as if I happen to fail that encounter because they run, then they'll go in the clause box if I capture them, or it'll just be there'll be an ignored counter in whatever the next one is. That isn't already, like if I don't already have a dupe of that particular Pokemon, kind of thing. This one specifically just for me, the Route 30 Kakuna. In both attempts for the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke, I've encountered a Kakuna catchable on Route 30. It's impressive odds considering it's at most 15% chance during the day and a 10% chance in the morning. And I hit it both times. So, if my first encounter happens to be a Kakuna on Route 30, I can ignore it for one chance. It's essentially a mulligan. If it happens to be a Kakuna again, which is ridiculous odds, then I do still have to catch it. Because it is an encounter that I have initially missed. I mulliganed over if it was a Kakuna, but if it comes back and bites me again, then I'm stuck with a Kakuna. That one hopefully kind of narrows down the odds of getting a Kakuna, because I have to be 2 encounters in a row to find me a Kakuna. But we'll see how that goes. And of course, the last one, it's gonna be a level cap. It's not a rule. It's just kind of a loose guideline. Try to keep it within the range of the gym leader. I say try to because, for example, Faulkner, his Pidgeotto is an abomination of humanity and it's level 9. Most Pidgeotto are like a level 16 or level 18, usually, if you evolve a Pidgey. But Geodude can get Rock Throw at level 11, which is super effective against those birds. So, again, within reason. Geodude might be the only one that hits level 11 before we get down to, or before we start heading down to our next journey towards Azalea Town. All right, and that's it. That's the rules and limits on this, the Revenge of the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke. Now the only other thing I have to do is just get past that hiker on Route 33 without killing Chikorita, and that Chikorita is my starter. So, tune in, drop a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know, do you think I'll succeed? Until the start of the Pokemon Silver Nuzlocke, I am the Bellmeister, and I have been obediently yours.